Marcus, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's Mike. Sorry, we're a little bit behind schedule. We'll try to get through this pretty quickly. Your first question today will come from Joe Bettner of the Norman Transcript, and then we'll go to Eric Bailey. Joe?
All right.
Hey, Marcus. Thank you for doing this today. I want to start off by asking you about one of your teammates, Nick Benito. Him coming back for another year. I'm curious just what you've seen from him. He seems pretty locked in, seems pretty goal-oriented coming into the spring. I'm curious what you've seen out of him through the early parts of practice.
Well, I just seen Nick every day prove his craft. I seen him work, and I just seen him really add that it factor, add that all the extra little things he came back to get done and accomplish. He's really doing them. He's a tremendous leader. I see his get off and his speed off the ball. It's just amazing. He's just out there every day just trying to hone his craft and make it better.
Thank you, man.
Okay, Eric Bailey, Tulsa World, and then Jason Kersey.
Hey, Marcus, good to see you, man. I wanted to ask you, what's the biggest part of your game that you're looking to improve upon during this spring, and how anxious are you to become even more of an impact player in 2021?
I'm just really trying to improve on all aspects of my game: pass rush, physicality, speed to the ball, just getting off blocks, diffusing blocks, being to read coverages, read pullers, just trying to play faster and take out a lot of the thinking and get to do what I know I can do and use all my abilities as best as possible.
Thanks again. I appreciate it. Have a good week.
You too.
Jason Kersey, The Athletic, and then Ryan Aber.
Hey, Marcus, they told us last week that you're transitioning into the outside linebacker spot. So how did that come up? Were you excited about that move, and how has the transition gone so far?
I was very excited about the move. I always kind of play stand up, hand down in. I'm just like more of a speed rusher and kind of have a power rush too. But the move came up, Lincoln just thought I have a lot of ability and I can show off my ability better at rush. And I just feel like the move's been amazing. Like I get to learn more and I'm seeing the whole field from a stand-up position. So it's really a lot of react and attack football.
Thank you.
Ryan Aber of the Oklahoman, and then Terry Murdoch.
Yeah, Marcus, is there anything that's particularly challenging about making that move that you've really had to work on?
The major difference between in and rush, the rush drops. But I wouldn't say I had to like majorly work on my drops. It's just like knowing where I have to be, when I have to be. Certain calls may dictate different things. So it made me more of a student of the game, to put it like that. I really didn't have to think that much, move a lot, do a lot, but rush, it just opened my eyes, made me more of a student of the game, just exceed and be better.
Does this defense, the way it is, like you talked about, just reacting, make that move easier?
Yeah, this defense is amazing. Like, I'm a fast kid, so like just being in this defense and be able to see and react and attack, it's 11 guys to the ball all the time.
Appreciate it, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Go to Kerry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop, and then James Hale.
Marcus, as a fat guy, I was interested in talking to Coach Kane last week because he was talking about basically you topped out at 260. I'm curious, kind of just if you could tell us a little bit about that. Coming in here, maybe trying to put on weight, and are you just naturally a guy that just loses a lot of weight and goes up and down all the time?
Yeah, like I used to be way more weight in high school, but I just feel like I grown and my body's starting to like form into like the position it meant to be like. So like I just feel like weight. I could put on weight, but in the season I do lose a lot of weight, and so that was a big factor. But the weight is like been an issue since I got here, and we've been trying to get it handled. It's a work in progress every day.
So basically, you just go out and practice no matter what you were eating at the training table, and you just sweat off a bunch of weight and just keep getting smaller and smaller in the season.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and it could vary from the amount of meals. The amount of calories. It's just the professional level of taking care of your body and making sure you're putting the right things and eating the right things and just keeping your weight up.
Appreciate it, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
James Hale, KREF, and then Mason Young.
Marcus, it seems like to me there's a lot of difference between defensive end and rush linebacker. But hey, you know more football on your little finger than I do. But are they different positions for you to play? I mean, there is some difference, right?
There is some difference, but no major difference, especially in our defense. Our defense is a attack defense, so we don't do a lot of catching. We deliver the blow. We all try to fly to the ball, swarm the ball. So it's just a fast kid. You play as a fast kid, it doesn't matter where you at, as long as you play fast and you attack. And the defense, it has a couple of changes, but it's nothing major. We're in the same room, our ends and our rushes. So
is the biggest difference that you're in a 4-point stance in one and standing up in the other?
yeah, that should be the major difference. It's just literally the stance, because you still get off the ball and playing exactly what you do. It's like our sides vary the cost.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Mason Young with the OU Daily, and then Josh Calloway.
Yeah, Marcus, now that you're at outside, you've got a guy in Clayton Smith as a freshman playing with you in that group. Just curious what you've seen from him and your impressions of him so far in spring practice. He's
a tremendous athlete. I've seen a lot of growth during the spring from him. I can even see like a lot of his growth was better than me my freshman year. I seen him really take what Coach said and apply it every day and try to get better and want to be better. It's just amazing to be in a room with everybody that wants the same goals and same aspirations as you to get to the same level.
Thanks.
Okay, Josh Calloway with Sooners Wire, and then Parker Thune.
Yeah, Marcus, just curious, over the last couple of years, just what guys on the team have helped you the most grow as a football player, but also maybe just off the field stuff? What veteran guys have helped you the most, and have you taken anything from that to maybe put toward the young guys yourself, whether it's Clayton or somebody else on the team?
Well, definitely coming in freshman year, playing with Neville, Gallimore, Dylan, Fatima, Kanon, Kenneth Murray, all those guys, Q Overton. It was a big, they really was big brothers to me my freshman year. So I just try to apply the same things they applied to me, help with everything, because this is not an easy scheme. This is not an easy school. We do things very different here. So everything might not be as easy the first day as the fifth. So it's a really learning process. And I really feel like they really helped me get to know me and get to the level of competing I do every day.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Marcus, we got two more questions here. First one will be from Parker Thune with OU Insider, and then Ryan Chapman.
Hey, Marcus, just kind of curious. I know you touched on Clayton, but obviously you got a whole bunch of early enrollees, not just in your room, but across the defense as a whole, guys like Ethan Downs and Billy Bowman and Jordan.
Yes, sir.
All the indications are that those guys have been really good off the bat. So, I mean, how beneficial is it for you guys as a defense, as a unit, to have guys that come in day one and push the older guys in the room competitively?
It's amazing because when you have 11 people on the field flying to the ball, we're all trying to get the tackle. We're not counting on one person to do it. We're all trying to get it done. And so with them young guys coming in like that, they just came in with amazing energy, amazing camaraderie. They just really flew around and they really brought a good piece of this team together this year.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you.
Okay, last question will be from Ryan Chapman with SI Sooners.
Hey, I was going to circle back to the nutrition real quick. Moving to the outside linebacker spot, is there mentally less of a stress knowing you're not having to try to pack on that extra stuff so that you can just stay playing fast and attack the football?
So the outside linebacker varies anywhere between, I'm thinking 230 and 250, 260. Ends more like 260, 255. Just because you're paying more of the rundown. Outside linebacker, we do drop into coverage, so we play pass and we play run, but we are speed rushers. So it's just you don't need as much weight as rush as you do at end. Did that answer your question, sir?
Yeah, I was just seeing if you're saying about having some trouble keeping that weight on, not having to worry about that as much with the outside linebacker. Does that just take a little bit of added stress outside of that area where you can just focus on?
Yeah, of course, not having to focus on force myself to eat or force myself to gain. It gives me like free of mind, I could just go home and study strictly on football and strictly on getting better. But also, I still do focus on like gaining weight too, because it's still a problem. It's not like it's going anywhere, but it helped me cope with the problem moving to rush.
Absolutely. Thanks, Marcus.